Okay, everybody, welcome to the latest episode of SMAC Talk. This week we actually have got a sponsor here. This week I'm hugely excited to announce we have a sponsor. It's this week we're sponsored by the Gym Nuri. They've just given me a wee bit to read out here, so if you don't mind, take 2 seconds before getting this episode. So this episode of SMAC Talk is sponsored by the Gym Nuri. It's open 367 days a year, 25 hours a day. Now offering legal advice with all new weight loss programs. New reinforced doors have been installed, made for extra large heads to even fit through the frames. And now you can get up to 50% off all memberships when you pay £150 upfront. You too can have a fine time with the Gym Nuri. Look after your mental and physical health and have a fine time doing it. The Gym Nuri. So the Gym Nuri has kindly not sponsored this podcast. Disclaimer. But that is where we're starting the topics today, because how on earth could you go anywhere else with this week? There's no point me talking about what I've been doing or anything else. We've got to get this off the table today and clear it up. The Gym Nuri, Declan Trainer, what's been going on, the shots that other businesses have decided to take, and people weighing in on this. It's all kicking off. Nuri is the hub for the 2-week lockdown drama, I think, in Northern Ireland. And to be honest with you, I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. The whole scandal is mind-boggling to me. So, for any of you that don't know, which everyone knows now, go look it up. Go to the Gym Nuri, and you'll see all the videos, everything that's been documented so far. Basically, what's happened is Decky Trainer, the owner of the gym, has decided he's going to replicate what that gym in Liverpool did whenever they were told they're getting locked down. And he's made a stand. He said, "No, I'm not closing. I'm staying open. I'm looking after people's physical and mental health." Oh god, the videos are so awful, and it's a complete mess what he's done. I can see and understand where he's coming from. Like a millimeter, I can understand sort of, but the run of the story was he basically kept the gym open. He was meant to close for 2 weeks. Like, 2 weeks, is this worth it? No, there's no way all this annoyance and trouble. The man got arrested. He was sitting there videoing them being like, trying to be all smart with all his legal terms when it's clearly not his forte. Let's put it that way nicely. And the police came in and arrested them then, and he spent, I think, a night in prison. This is all what I've just seen, really. Spent a night in prison, and then he's got a legal case against him because he's claiming that enforcing businesses to lockdown isn't a legal requirement when it, for all I know, it most definitely is. Like, surely it's a legal requirement that you have to close down. I don't know. I'm not here to get into the nitty gritty of that. But the real issue with this is what happened afterwards. So he's in prison. He came out and he decided, you know what? I haven't had enough. I'm digging my heels in. I'm making a stand. And all these reports, like the reports went across Northern Ireland. Like, his videos have banged. I mean, banged. Like 50,000 views plus on all these videos of him talking absolute muck to police officers. He actually asked one police officer to arrest another police officer for trespassing. I don't think that's how it works. I really, really don't. But it's blown up. Like, I can't believe that it's went to the sides it's went. It should have just been, nipped in the bud. Wind your neck and calm yourself down. This is it. Like, it's 2 weeks. Just needs to chill out. Chill out for 2 weeks. Like, I'm not going to go down the whole mental health and physical health thing, but here's one thing I do know, right? I've openly spoken about this before, I think. I do a business studies degree. Now, is that make me an expert? No. Is the degree any good? I would say no. I haven't learned anything substantial in the last 2 years of doing that course. I'm not even joking. But one thing I do know, and one thing I really do believe in, is if you own a business and the whole purpose of a business is to make money. So any decision you make for your business is to make profit and make money. And there's this thing in business called exponential growth and infinite growth. So infinite growth refers to every year you just continuously grow until, I don't know, we don't know where it's going, but the point is you keep growing. And that's what every owner wants to do. Every year your business wants to make more money. And fair enough, this year it's very difficult for people to make money because places have been closed, restricted, blah, 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 blah. Now, if we're working off that principle, and even if you decide, this might, I don't know if this will get me in trouble, but if you as a business, right, you can look at this from a real cynical point of view. I'm not saying I necessarily agree with this, but in a way I sort of do. If you come out and produce a big campaign, say you're Coca-Cola, I'm just taking an easy one, you're Coca-Cola, and you decide, you know what, we're going to push £1 million and change our logo to rainbows because we want to support the LGBT community. Now that's brilliant, and I'm sure you're helping that community, and that's fantastic, and you're raising awareness. But why, as a business, would Coca-Cola do that? Does that increase their sales? You'd have to presume, and their profitability, you'd have to presume it does, because why else would Coca-Cola do it? Coca-Cola are a business, they're there to make money. Why are they doing these nice favours, giving away money, if they're not getting anything out of it? Do you get where I'm coming at with this? So that's my stance on the whole Dacky situation. Why would he claim to look after physical and mental health if he's still charging for it? His objective is to make money, and I'm not one of these people that's like, oh, there's people to rack my head at the minute about, oh, well, he's worth, Jeff Bezos, for example, he's worth 50, whatever, billions, hundreds of billions, right? He's worth hundreds of billions, and people are like, well, if he gave away all his money, he would solve world hunger. This isn't how we work. This is not how our society works. Because if we're working on that logic, then that just means everyone should be given the same of everything. It's like, it's far too extreme. I can't remember. I learned about this one time. It's like, I get confused between communism and all that stuff, but it's basically where everyone's treated the exact same within their, like, everyone's get treated the exact same within their community. So does that mean we shouldn't have people richer than others? Does that mean we shouldn't have people poorer than each other? Does that mean we shouldn't allow people opportunities to get on further in life? Like, this whole stance that people are taking, being like, you know, he's like Marcus Rashford. This is the perfect example. People were saying Marcus Rashford. What Marcus Rashford did was he raised profile for school kids because they weren't getting their meals, and that was outrageous. And I genuinely believe that Marcus Rashford had the intentions of, this is ridiculous, because it was ridiculous that the government were no longer going to fund meals for kids. And he came out and he said, this is a disgrace, ran the campaign, and then he got it overturned. But afterwards, people then looked and goes, well, you know, Marcus Rashford owns like 3 houses that he rents out to make money on. No shit, he does. No, he's going to capitalise on the money he earns and invest in things. That's how the world works. You can't be going, oh, well, if he had spent that 350,000, he could have fed X, Y, Z amount of kids. That's not how the world works. You pay taxes, you do what you have to do. I'm sorry this is turning ranty. You do what you do, you contribute into society in the way you do, and pay your taxes and everything else, so the government looks after those people. That is the whole point of how we work. We don't go to extreme lefts, extreme rights. This is how our sort of democracies work. And people are, I think it's insane. I think it's insane that people are like, why should he have more than me? Why should Marcus Rashford invest in 3 houses? Why not just give all that money to charity? Because he's earned that money. He's worked hard for it. He pays his taxes. What the government does with that money, on all that money that he earns, is not his fault. And I have a big sticking point with this. And this brings me back to Dacky. Sorry, I went on a rant there. Jesus. Got a bit angry. But the point I'm trying to make here is, Dacky Trainer's saying he's looking after physical and mental health to keep his business open. So, again, it comes back to, is he trying to do that? I'm not going to sit here and say. But it is just a mess. Why would you not just close for the 2 weeks? Why would you not just close? Maybe close for 2 weeks and, you know, on the hush-hush, maybe go around and help people, or like people you've worked a close connection in the gym and things like that. Like, just shut up on social media and get on with things. The worst part of all this was whenever he made his video after he came out of the court case, and he looks down the camera and he's giving it the whole. It was like the worst episode of, like, Mr. Tumbleshow, where they do the sign language ever. It was like the worst episode of that ever. It's like, I am Dackling Trainer. I own a gym. Get away. I am looking after people's physical and mental health. Piss off. It was actually awful. Like, and he decided he was going to play on the whole, oh, these papers are writing about Mr. Trainer, but I am Declan. Dickhead, you're the same person, alright? If someone goes Mr. McAleavey and Sean, guess what? Same person. Oh, Moon Man. Absolute Moon Man. Just close. Shut up. Do what you're told. And we'll get through this in 2 weeks' time, and you can open your gym again, and everyone can get big and swollen massive again. Like, there was no need for all of this. But for instance, he's done well. He's obviously increased his publicity for his business, for him. So, I mean, it goes back to that point I was trying to make. Has he done this and got enough out of it where it's worth... Has he done this and got enough out of it where it's worth it? Again, it's so hard. It's impossible to know. But from the amount of publicity, I'm going to say he did. Like, a smart move for publicity, really. Like I'm not going to go down the whole, like, what about the doctors and people, like, how chaotic hospitals may be at the minute. I'm just looking from the point of view of, like, was this a smart move for him to do as a business? It's going to go one way or the other. I think it'll probably go in his favour because, again, there's no real such thing as terrible publicity. But one thing I did find hilarious was, if you just haven't seen the video as well on Facebook, I'm not going to tag any of these because they're on Facebook. Local business in Uri, I'm going to butcher this name because I can hardly speak the best times. Jesus Christ. I'm not going to edit this. Barrigabrus, this is disgusting. Barrigabrus Barbagus Barbers, we'll go with. Oh, it's myself look like I sound like an absolute spastic there. But I probably can't say that word actually. Apologies to any quote unquote spas out there. Like Decky Trainer. But yeah, Barrigabrus Barbers came out with a video and he basically summed it up so well, being like, yes, you're getting publicity out of it. I might open, why won't I jump on it? And at the end of the day he goes, you know what? Fuck this. Why would you bother? Complete waste of time. Like, just leave it 2 weeks and we'll all be back in again. So that's sort of, I'm on that wavelength with him. I think everyone just chill out for 2 weeks, calm down, we'll get back into it, everything's going to be alright. And please Lord, let this be the last of them, like, because I don't know. I've actually been going to the gym a good bit lately, and obviously 2 weeks closed. I have been missing it, but I found other things to do. Like Thursday yesterday, for example, new segue, get away talking from Decky. Yes, Sean. Thursday yesterday, for example, I got up at 6:30 a.m. I decided I was going to go and catch the sunrise. Literally went out, loads of clothes on me, left earlier, climbed a bit of a mountain, and went and watched sunrise. Instead of going to the gym, like, there's other things you can do. Like, the outside world is not locked down. You can still go outside and do things. So yeah, I don't know. I actually, while I'm talking about that, I had a ton of fun with that one yesterday. I really enjoyed that vlog, making it anyway. And like, I get very excited with these things. Like, I typically record and edit in the same day because I get so excited. I just want something to go out there and be live and get it out there. I probably just get too excited. Like, I don't know how people schedule things. Like, some people record podcasts a week in advance, so record it now, publish it next week, record a vlog today, publish it next week or further down the line. I don't know what it is. I want to put the content out there. I have to get it turned around quick and straight out. I don't queue anything. I don't schedule things. If I schedule them, it's maybe for 24 hours due to get a good upload time. So, like, this will be recorded on Saturday, put up on a Sunday morning-ish, maybe, when people are listening to podcasts. Still not sure about that. Let me know what time you like your podcast at, actually, or if you're happy enough with the sort of weekend ones, because I listen to quite a lot of podcasts, and there's little times, a lot of them tend to do, midweek and stuff like that, because you're at work and you have time, or you're traveling, commuting and things like that. But I quite like the weekend. I think it gives you a chance to, catch up, watch, or something that maybe when you don't have content to watch. So let me know what you think of that anyway. But yeah, let's think about this. Who is your top podcast? Obviously this one, of course. Actually, let me just take a second to congratulate myself. I am officially the #1 ranked podcast on Spotify in somebody's podcast reviewed. Shout out to Anthony Crowley. Absolute legend, sent it over and put it on his Instagram story. The #1 ranked podcast. Now, I don't care if he doesn't listen to any other podcast, but the #1 ranked, and I will take that to the bank every single day of the week. So shout out Anthony Crowley, absolute sound one. Big happy birthday. You're 12 years old. No, you're not 12 years old. But yeah, so chuffed for that. And if you do enjoy, I might start putting up the audio ones again, but I quite like having it all on YouTube in the video format. It's just keep everything in one place. It's kind of cleaner and tidier and easier for me to do. So I can bring back the audio ones too if people want, but again, need the feedback. Can't do that without feedback. Where's it going? Oh yeah, podcasts. I was looking at other podcasts that people are podcasts I listen to, because I I pay for Amazon for something on Amazon, so I get Amazon Music for free, and like I just listen to like things on Google Podcasts. So I don't get like a reviewed on Spotify. But top podcasts I said I've listened to this year. Really enjoy when Colin Geddes' guest on the General Banter podcast. That really bangs. I actually listened to the other day for the first time. Yums and Deckcher, a guy called Mickey Bartlett. I can't actually remember the other guy's name, but they had Aaron McCann on, so I think they're all three comedians from Northern Ireland. But I'm going to make a bold claim here. Mickey Bartlett, if you've never heard of him or seen anything he does, go and see him if you get a chance. He's released shows in the Ulster Hall and stuff like that. I would say, I seen him, he performed the first night I did stand up, and I've never witnessed anybody funnier in my life. I mean, if you're talking about absolute scream of a man, Mickey's your guy. And his podcast, Deckcher and Yums, I think normally they cover conspiracy theories and stuff, so I haven't heard one of them, but the last time I listened to Aaron McCann was hilarious. Mickey, oh, he's a man let loose. I think he's absolutely brilliant. Easily one of the funniest people I've ever listened to. He came out with a line the other day, and it was on the podcast, so it's not really his joke, but he said they were talking about Stephen Hawking, and it all got real bad real quick, but he goes, Stephen Hawking doesn't have to wear a condom while having sex, and the guys are like, right? He goes, yeah, he just downloads McAfee instead. Oh, it sounds like a smoker's cough. I was driving across the car, absolute peach of a line. So yeah, I listen to them as well. I'm trying to think what other podcasts I listen to. Oh, Two Birds, One Cave, Tom Segura, Bert Kreischer. Really, really, really good quality stuff. Tom Segura, someone I discovered in the last year. I know he's been about. He's a very big deal. But when you like hear these people and you don't really watch, and then you see the content they're putting out, and he is phenomenal. Tom Segura, he's got very good specials out as well. He had a pretty new one there, Ball Hogs, I think it was. So I'll check it out as well for people that are interested in that. But yeah, real funny guy. Bert Kreischer, just big party man. He's good. His good stories, very, very entertaining. But they again are one of them ones. It's only out on a Monday, so the rest of the week I'm like, I want more content. It's like what I used to love about Fighter and the Kid whenever before it got sort of cancelled. They had like, I think it was 2 episodes a week. Sometimes it would push out 3, and you always have content to watch, and you enjoy listening to those guys. So like a few times a week going to work or something like that, you'd throw them on up and down the road, so you would enjoy it. But yeah, let me know what time suits people. I like the weekends, so I'm probably going to stick with it. But yeah, I actually got a load of questions in this week, so I want to cover them. I'm going to just double check here real quick what sort of timing I'm on. Excuse me for my quietness. So we're about 18 minutes in here. Yeah, so we'll wrap up with some of these questions people have sent in, because I actually enjoyed some of these. So first one is thoughts on the GAA semi-final, Calvin v Dublin. It's coming on, and it'll probably be up after this. It'll be finished. We know who won that game. Dublin are 1-50 on Paddy Power. Dubs are going to walk it. All Ireland's done. Heard it here. Would I love Calvin to win? Absolutely. Do I think it'll be class? Absolutely. Do I think it's going to happen? No. Does anyone think it's going to happen? Apart from people in Calvin. People in Calvin don't even believe it's going to happen. But if it does, here, I'll happily be wrong. I'll hold my hands up. Loving that. Up the, what are they? The banner? No, that's a tip. Oh God. Up the Calvin boys. I don't know. shout out to all the listeners in Calvin, all 0 of you, thanks. Next one, football themed, Northumberland Derby thoughts. I don't think I've ever been this worried about a Northumberland Derby, to be honest. It's not going to be the most entertaining game, I can almost guarantee that. Can Arsenal win? Of course they can win. Of course they can pull it out the bag. Will they win? I couldn't be confident. But one thing that always stands true with Arsenal is they always seem to up it for Northern Derby. I think this group of players do understand the importance of the game, and especially for fans. So just please, Lord, please, to get a result at White Hart Lane would be fantastic. Just need to stop Son and Kane. Somebody just go out and break ankles or something. I don't know. God, I'm not looking forward to that one. I can't lie. I'm gonna be nervy. Because Arsenal have been quite blessed for a number of years where, we've always been the favourites, but now that the tides are swinging, they're not a bigger club, they're just a better team at the minute. And I'll admit that, because how could you not? Jesus, we've been awful this season. But I just, we've got to be optimistic. We've got to be optimistic with that one, please, Lord. What am I buying the missus for Crimbo? That's actually a good question. I talked about this last week. There's not too many lady listeners, I presume, on this, but what I do know is a lot of ladies are going to the Pebble Pods this Christmas. A lot, based on my vlog. I got a lot of messages from a lot of fellas being like, don't know what to get. What do you think? And I've been going with my girlfriend for, about this right, over 5 years now, just over 5 years. And am I an expert in buying Christmas presents? No fella is. None whatsoever. It's like physically impossible. But what do I think makes a good present? I always laugh. See, when you buy your girlfriend, like, I always laugh at people that buy like really expensive things. Like me and Ashton have a rule that it's like, do not buy me anything stupidly expensive, because one, I'll hate it. Like, I'll feel so guilty. Do not spend that amount of money. We don't earn that amount of money, so why are you spending it? You don't have that money to spend, especially on me, so don't do that. Like, fellas that like are students that buy their girlfriends iPhones, or like a week in New York. It's like, where are you getting this money from? Drug dealers. Have to be. That's the only logical explanation. How are you getting this amount of money in to spend on that? We have a rule. It's like, instead of buying each other trips, for Christmas, or like, oh, surprise, you're going to Amsterdam. We just agree. It's like, we want to go. We'll both split it and we'll go. There's no need to put this pressure on someone to, like, spend hundreds of pounds on a big fancy trip. So I would sort of lean away for fellas to do that. If I was giving any advice. And there's always something meaningful that someone would like. Like, this goes for me. Like, this goes for everyone who gets presents. Like, what do you really want for Christmas? Or like, what do you really want for your birthday? Or just as a present in general. There's always something somebody really wants. And getting that information out of them can be a bit tricky. But if you really put your mind to it and get something like personalised, it shows you put a bit of effort in. Or something they've talked about for years that they've wanted. Now, not some girl going, oh, I really want this Louis Vuitton bag. It's like 400 quid. Again, I'm trying to get away from that. I think the maximum budget you should have for your Christmas spend is like 200 quid. Maybe that's tight. I don't know. Maybe let me know what you think of that. I think that's enough. I think that's more than enough, to be honest. If you do the right things, like, girls love like crap, like photos of you and them together, like, but not just a photo, like in a frame or like on some sort of nice aesthetically girly thing that they'll like. All that sort of stuff. Like, have I got sorted for Austin yet? No. I'm a fella. I'm not going to get anything sorted this early. That's physically impossible. Like, it's funny, the girls were complaining about, it's like, the shops won't be open till the 11th. I'm sitting there thinking to myself, the 11th? That's like, what? That's like 13 days before I start needing to go Christmas shopping on the 24th of December. So, yeah, it's a tough one. I don't think you need to spend big amount of money, and I really, really don't think you need to buy holidays. I think, and trips, I think that's kind of a waste. Like, why do you not just both agree to go there? Like, it doesn't need to be this whole, like, oh, surprise, you're going to this location. Like, just both go there. It's not, I don't think it's fair on people to put, like, put themselves and spend that amount of money on something. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I could be very wrong. Maybe I sound really miserable, but I'd rather just agree and go. I don't see the need. Because I would hate if someone spent that amount of money on me. I don't like people spending lots of money on me. I'd rather just something nice. Like, well, I think last year Ashton got me a poster with all my blog topics on it. Now, fair enough, you can't do that for 99.9% of fellas in the world, because who the hell writes a blog? But she got me a poster with all the blog titles on it and all the thumbnails, and I was like, that's the best present you got me by far, even though it was probably the cheapest, because it was personalised. There was thought that went into it. So, like, lads, you can do things like that. Like, I don't know, maybe make them, like, not a poster of, like, you and her, but, like, I don't know, girls have all sort of crap. I don't know. You do need that one big you need something big, something good, like, I don't know, I haven't got an exact thing in mind, but you just get where I'm going with this. Like, think of something that, like, they've really wanted or really interested in, and give them something personalised to that. I think that's the way to go, and it can save you a bit of money. Because, as I said, do not be spending hundreds and hundreds of pounds. It's completely pointless. But yeah, we're what time is it now? 24 and a half minutes. God, I'm flying through this. Also, apologies for the rant at the start, because it was a bit of a yapping match. Also, before I do move on, I do have a guest lined up for next week. Very excited for that. I'll not announce who it is or do anything like that, but I do have a guest coming next week, so you do not have to just look at me. There will be something sitting right over there, and that will be really exciting for me. Get some people in to talk to, and I have more people lined up, as I've said. So final thing someone asked me today was, I got this sent through me. I thought this was mad. let's go and take a wee bit explaining this one. On the internet and on social media for universities, you have pages called QUB Love and UU Love, which is Queen's University Belfast Love and Ulster University Love. And what people do is they post in to the site anonymously, and their post gets reshared, and they like declare their love for someone. That's the idea. So you'd go like, I put in one last year, but I put in one about one of the boys that I lived with last year pretending to be a girl. Now I was cracking up at this. I put in one. He sort of looks like Eyal from Love Island, if you remember him. So this gives you a gist. And it was like, to the boy that does, and I put in his exact course, his exact year. It was like, to the biomed third year Eyal, a night in the hideaway is needed with you, please and thanks. So we all knew who it was about whenever we seen it. I knew, but no one else knew that I'd wrote this and put it in. And I sent him like, here, this has to be you, mate. Like, what the hell? And he goes, how'd you say that? I goes, I don't know, it just came up around me. I like this page called QUV Love. And he got it, and he like sent his girlfriend on, and she was not one bit pleased. And it was best entertainment I had in a day in a long time. Like, he was like, what the? He was completely freaked out. So I told one of the other boys, well, and he thought it was hilarious. And eventually I'd tell him that, you know, it was me, but fantastic way of getting some entertainment in. But yeah, this one got sent in to me. You get the idea. So it was like, people go like, rose red, violet or blue, I wish I could give you Corona, that'll do. I don't know. Stuff like, worst chat line ever. You can tell I haven't been single for quite some time. That sort of idea. So people declare their love for each other, but people put in like really random things from time to time, like situations and like, need help with a boy, or this person's doing that, what do you think? And this is the one I get sent today, and we'll just see what we think about it. So this one reads, so there's 4 other girls in my house and a boy. So in total there's 5 girls and 1 boy. Last night I heard the boy doing the things boys do. If anyone doesn't get that reference, probably not old enough to listen to this. In his room. Yes, his door is closed, but am I right in saying he shouldn't be doing it at all in the house in case one of the girls needed to go to him? It was 10 p.m, so it was still pretty early. First of all, 10 p.m. is not early whatsoever. I was going to talk to the girls about it, but didn't know how to bring it up. This is why I didn't want a boy living in the house, but he's friends with 2 of the others in the house. So, I just thought this is hilarious. My first thought was, come on, like, help a brother out here. Give your bro a hand. No, okay, obviously not. But I think it's time to grow up. Girl that put this in, I think it's time to grow up and realize this is what some people do. Some people do that, and I guarantee you that other girls in the house do something similar to that. Not the exact action, but something similar. And yeah, fair enough, you maybe keep the noise down or something, but you gotta accept you're in university. People are, you know, active in that sort of way. I think it's time you grow up. The comments for it though were belter. The comments are all like, it's time to grow up, little lady, and like, this is the real world and all. It's like, one day you'll be doing that to some fella. But yeah, I just thought, like, I can't even believe someone would contemplate being like, what if someone needs to go in? If someone's door's locked, just don't go in. Like, what problem was it that the girls are going to have that they can't sort themselves? Now, this isn't my opinion, but this is what I think and she's thinking, is what if something she feels like only a man can do? Like, oh, only a man could. Like, what if someone breaks in and like, oh, he's not going to stop to save us all? Of course he's going to stop. He's going to go and help you or whatever. Like, if someone's door's locked, you don't go in. That's like a university rule. And they're not necessarily doing that. They just don't want you there. They don't want you in your room. People need their alone time, like, in their headspace thinking and their deck swinging time and whatever else they want to do. Like, on 10 p.m. 10 p.m. is still early. 10 p.m. is not early. Maybe for some people, it's not right. It's not late. Like, I'm not saying you go to bed at 10, but it's not early. Early is like when it's still bright outside. 10 p.m. is dark. At 10 p.m. now, it's like basically midnight. It's been dark from 4. Like, but yeah, it's some people just need to grow up. They're like, I can't believe there's a boy and he's in there touching himself. Spoiler alert, gays are creeps. And you're probably going to hear a lot weirder crap than that over the next wee while, love. So if I were you, I'd settle in, buy some headphones, get out of there, because that sounds like a mess. Imagine the girl come up and saying that to you. Oh, poor lad. Poor lad. Imagine all the girls like, we need to sit you down. Imagine all the other girls thought the same, like, we heard you there night, and we'd really appreciate if you didn't do that, just in case we need to come in. It's like, what? Are you out of your mind? Oh, I don't know. But yeah, I thought I will probably leave it there for that one. But as I said, guys, next week I have a guest penciled in. Please, Lord, say this one doesn't cancel. And yeah, I've been stretching these out half an hour, no problem these weeks. Maybe I've been talking too much crap, let me know. Maybe you want them back to shorter. But yeah, leave a like, guys. If you have been listening and you do enjoy the show, tell your friends, tell people, get them on board, get them listening. And yeah, subscribe if you're new around here. Thanks so much to everyone supporting the channel so far. I'm going to keep the content pumping out over Christmas. Might try to do one of them cheesy 12 days of Christmas video podcasts. I don't know, something weird. I'll do something anyway. And I'm going to keep content coming out over Christmas. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching. Gabriel, run the outro music. And we will see you all again in the next one. Goodbye.